This week I had lunch with a friend, and in the midst of a sincere, a deep, an authentic conversation, he spoke one sentence that landed with such power, authority, even if you like, on me that it felt like it could be a word from the Lord, as if God were speaking a word to me. It's remarkable how, in everyday circumstances, we can bump into the holy. I was traveling on a train in Germany some time back, and the train I was on was full and only standing room only, and I was making my way towards Berlin. I was going to see the Berlin Wall, which I'd never seen, and I was going to see the home of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, the theologian whom I admire so much. And I was concerned because our train, I had to make a change of trains in Hamburg. And so on the train towards Hamburg, there was this standing room only. And I ended up standing next to a young German guy who could speak a little bit of English. And in our conversation about how jam-packed this train was, he said to me, I think that if you want to make it to Berlin today, you're going to have to reserve a seat. So I said, I didn't think I could do it on these trains. And he said, no, you can. And then it turned out that because I had a South African credit card, I couldn't get the OTP with all the communications and things. And so he said to me, I'll book the reservation for you. And I said to him, at the time, I had forgotten. I thought I only had a card on me. I didn't have any cash. And so I said, yeah, I can't do it. He said, no, I'll do it for you. And so he made the reservation with his own credit card and with his own phone. And he took my email address and he emailed the reservation to me. And then I said to him, then I remembered I was going, I think I've got some cash. And I looked in my little wallet thing and I found €5, and the ticket was €6. And so I said to him, I've just got this 5. And he said, no, don't worry. I really am happy to do this for you. And I said, no, I would feel a lot better. You've already been so kind. I'd feel a lot better if you just took the €5, which he did. And then we arrived in Hamburg, and he said to me, let me show you. He said, I know the station well. This is my home station. He said, let me just show you your platform. I'll help you find your way. So we got off in a very busy station. The reason the train was full and the reason the station was full is it was a public holiday. So he helped me navigate the crowds, helped me find out which platform I needed to be on to get on the train to Berlin, took me there, walked me to the train where I needed to be, and then greeted me and disappeared off into the crowd. I don't think he was a heavenly being, but he came to me as a messenger, as bumping into the holy. I was thinking of, I'll look it up here on my phone. I was thinking of those famous words from the book of Hebrews. Don't forget to show hospitality to strangers, for some who have done this have entertained angels without realizing it. Don't forget to show hospitality to strangers, for some who have done this have entertained angels without realizing it. There was an encounter for me, the hand of God watching over my life in that very simple but yet significant way. And then that interesting verse that is written in the Psalm that is so much that people have found so comforting, verse 11 of Psalm 91, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. This thing about angels is mysterious, but somehow, however we want to look at it, it does seem that the grace of God gives us some kind of presence, holy presence in our lives to watch over us, to care for us, to remind us of God's good care for us, and such a gift. And so I leave you with just 2 thoughts today. The first is perhaps you could pay attention to those around you. For maybe they come to you as God's messengers, like my lunch friend and the stranger on the German train. And then I think the second thing, which is really what the Hebrews verse was about, was to say, don't neglect your care for others. And then obviously particularly strangers, but don't forget your care for others, because it may be that even this day or this weekend, you will be, if not God's angel, you will be like God's angel to someone. And so I wish you a happy Friday, and God be with you.